get to the end of SWIC, during SWIC, am I just taking IFTs or am I taking a CFT and then, or is it just I'm doing the CFT upon graduation? How does that work?
No, so you'll take your IFT to get in. So you'll take two. You'll take one at BMT, and then you'll take your IFT when you show up. So if you fail that IFT when you show up, it's not good. Most likely you're being dropped from the course. So you're not going to start. Unless you're hurt or something that is different. And then usually weeks 2 and 4, you'll get right into doing a CFT. So the candidate fitness test, which is the longer ruck, the swim, like you're doing deadlifts, all the kind of the combine style events. And then you'll do one at the very end as well. And then additionally, you'll do it's kind of like a combat water survival test light, where you'll go into the deep end with your ruck, full uniform, helmet, weapon. You have to go to the bottom, ditch all your equipment, and then rise to the surface of your weapon, and you have to swim across the pool. That has gotten a lot of people, but that is an official exit standard now. Usually it comes down to people just kind of are uncomfortable with swimming, and so they'll start kind of panicking while they're trying to swim, even though all week long they've demonstrated they can do it, or all the whole course they've demonstrated they're just fine. Usually like test anxiety, and then they'll start like, oh man, this is literally a go no go event. So if you fail that, you don't pass the course. So hopefully you get washed back. If not, you can be eliminated completely.
So for those CFTs that you're taking at week, I think you said 2 and 4.
2, 4, and the last week.
Okay, so obviously the last CFT you got to take, you got to pass. Do you have to pass that first CFT, or is that kind of like a progress check kind of thing?
So you need to pass it. Admittedly, I have not seen anybody fail the CFT since I've been here. So I need to get into that and get a better answer for you, because I don't know. I haven't had to deal with that personally yet. So I'll get back to you and give you an answer, because I don't know. But what I imagine is going to happen is if you fail the first time, you're going to get like remedial training, identify what happened, and then we'll work with the coaches to get you built up, and you'll have to pass it the next time. That being said, so you do need to pass the final one. All your scores cumulatively from your IFT to your last CFT and the water survival test, all those scores will go into a big calculator that'll determine how likely you are to get the job that you want. So you're going to want to pass those tests as much as you can, get the best scores you can.
And that's another part of this that I'm really glad you brought it up. But people always ask us, okay, well, I'm going in SWO-V. I don't have a job, but I want to be a special reconnaissance, or I want to be pararescue, or whatever. So you're telling me that's how they can actually affect that process. Can you just expound on that a little bit more? So it's awesome that you guys have predictors. Like if you score this, then you'll be qualified for these jobs. That's awesome. Can you tell us like some tips and tricks for people that come in? Let's say they do want to be SR. So when they get there, can you give them the roadmap of here's how you need to perform? You don't need to put like specific numbers to it, but how can you guarantee that you get the job that you want?
So the best way you can guarantee that you're going to get the job you want is so when you come in week 3 of SWIC, you're going to put like kind of a dream sheet, like your top choice. Put that on there, and hopefully by this point, after 3 weeks, usually people have kind of got it figured out. That we'll digress here is usually everyone comes in and wants to be a PJ, and then they do the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks in the pool.
Perfect. That makes sense.
And then by week 3, you'll have like a line out the course chief's door that's like, we want to go TAC P. So have an idea by then what you want to go, because once you put it on that week 3, that's about a 95 to 99% solution for where you're going to go, as long as your test scores meet it. And so your test scores, your PT test, it's all going to be kind of accumulated. And so the higher your PT score, the more likely you are to get the job that you chose. If I wanted to go SR and I've got one of the top PT scores, I'd say it's about, like I said, like a 99% chance I'm going SR. If I wanted to be a controller and I like get a borderline score that's like really on the cusp, but they need more TAC Ps, they may drop me over the TACP because somebody else got a higher score. And when I say drop over, there's in the class, there's a percentage of what we have to have as far as what group is going to go to special tactics or special warfare, not really special warfare, like AFSOC style, and then what side is going to go to ACC, like TACP and whatnot. So ideally, you want to have that figured out before you come in, and then you're going to have a dream sheet, and then, like I said, the score is going to decide how likely you are to actually get that. So it's not like, I want to be SR. I realize I'm rambling. I want to be SR. I need to get this score to get that job. It's, I come in, I know what I want, and I just need to perform, because the better I perform, the better chance I have of getting that.
Right, and I think that's the biggest explanation there, is because you mentioned, hey, if you want to go controller, but you're just barely making it. It's not a, hey, you're lesser. It's, they're looking at the percentile chances of you actually making it through the course. It's not a, hey, you weren't quite good enough, bounce. It's just they're looking at the statistics, and from, and maybe you have this answer, but I want to say from before you even come in, they are almost kind of keeping score, or at least gathering data on you in terms of because we invest a lot of money into the recruiting, the development of candidates that are coming in. So from that point all the way through, well beyond where you're at in the pipeline, but they are keeping all this data to help build a picture of the person you are, whether it's physical testing, peer reviews, and that kind of stuff. So if it's not looking like you're going to make it, at least in those high physical tiers, then they're going to bounce. They're going to find a better place for you. But I mean, when I was out there, they had briefed that it was like a 97 or 98%. Everybody gets exactly what they want. So if you're worried about it, just perform and you'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really what it comes down to, just perform. And I also want to kind of go back when I was talking about kind of the controller getting drops to TACP. Usually it's the other way around, where, like I told you, people suck in the water. They realize it's not for them. Usually people are fighting for the TACP slots because there's fewer TACP slots than anything else. And it's people trying to compete to get those spots.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's very competitive to go TACP.
Interesting.
That is awesome. That is interesting input. So why is it so competitive for people to go TACP?
I think so. There's the individuals that come in that want to be TACP, and then there's the other part that came in, like kind of the open general, and they're like, or open special warfare, and they think they're going to be in the water, but I think maybe they just they didn't fully understand what they were getting into, because we don't do super heinous water sessions, but we do introduce them to like buddy breathing underwater, like all the water con events, right? Water skills, and usually by then, like, they decide, well, it's not for me. I don't want to go do pre-dive. I don't want to do ANS.
Right.
I don't want to do, and so then there's a mad dash to try to fill the remaining TACP slots, because they think that, I like to say they think that they give the perception that TACP is going to be easier, and it's not. Their course is heinous, absolutely heinous.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Yeah, I don't.
And guess what? They're swimming now too.
Oh yeah, they still swim.
And guess what? Yeah.
You still swim.
Like all the way through SWIC, they'll still swim, and they're like, oh, it's done, and then they go do like block 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're swimming. Like, times are changing. So, yeah,